Well, I decided to try to run my trains. I've been working on everybody else's train. I just wanted to see if I've made some changes to the wiring. So I've got a main line. I got my Illinois Central Mountain engine, the 2500, pulling a bunch of Illinois Central chocolate brown and orange striped passenger cars. It's only pulling 3 of the 4 that I have because this brand new car has a broken coupler right out of the box. Lovely. The second train I have is a grain equipment. Oh lordy, equipment and a grain hauler. That's a Chicago Northwest 283, and it's on the inner loop of the Central Illinois, and it's hauling the Illinois Central Golf and the Illinois Central grain. Actually, they're refrigerated cars. I call them grain cars. I was going to bring him on the inner loop, but I can't because the hogs aren't unloaded yet. I got a problem down at the stockyards. I got to work on that. But I do have 2 loops running off of 2 controllers. This controller is running what I call the main line, which is this outer ring. And the outer ring only has 2 switches on it, and that's the shunt to come back on to the main line, and this is to shunt off the main line. Those are the only 2 switches on the main line. So it's a pretty smooth, straight set. A lot of 3-foot straights in the back, running smoothly. This engine has a PS2 or 3 controller. I don't have that hooked up yet. There's the controller for it. I don't have it running. So you're not getting smokes and sounds and whistles and all kinds of stuff. This engine is very, very heavy. It's 2 Hudsons glued together. It has a huge Frank Timco motor with a huge flywheel. It's a very smooth runner, and I think it could pull about anything it wants. This guy, it's actually a 287, but it is a 283, you know what I mean, moved up. It has a firebox. I don't have a front truck for it. If anybody has front trucks for these things, let me know. I need to put that on. It does have smoke. It's smoking a little bit. It's a conventional smoke with a regulator that we built. It also has the digital reverse, and it has the DC fields on the original armature. And it's running quite smooth on that inner loop. Unfortunately, the thing I want to share with you is, here's the passenger set for the New York Central, and notice it's on its inner loop, and it has its lights on. Now, there's the Hudson that pulls it, New York Central. That engine's not on the track because it would run. It would run when I turn this one on. If you look here, I got this Z4000, which is a 400 watt transformer. It's really great, and it has amps and volts, right? And it also has function buttons, and they work with the TMCC and the PS2s. I don't know, I haven't tried it, but I think it does. Anyway, as you can see, this side is pulling and this side is not, but they both have 13 volts. He is in the off position. He should not have 13 volts. So I don't know why he's showing that. Oh, I know, he's only showing that because he only has our lights. If he had an engine, he'd be pulling 2 and 3 volts. Ah, okay. So this guy is still, both of these loops are still wired together somehow. You know, they do have a switch so that can have a main, sort of like a local loop. That's the main line. That's the enter. This is the city. I mean, that's the country. That's the city. And then this is dispatching, and this is dispatching. You know, there's a station here and a station there. But my things here are okay, but they're not exactly logically in your brain. I mean, I forget. I need to really number them and put a number up here so I know exactly, because I've had 3 derails this morning just getting this far. Yes, and it was always this switch. For some reason, I would trip whichever it is. I don't know. I think it's this one. I'm not going to do it. It would switch there, and this guy would come along and derail 3 times. Oh no, 2 times here and 1 time here. 1 time here, I think. I don't know. I got confused. So I have to have a better, I haven't run this thing in 100 years, so there you go. But in any case, 2 engines running around Illinois Centrals. The local, the International Harvester dealer, George Dunn, is getting some new tractors. And I call them grain cars. They're really refrigerated cars, but I use them as grain. And the grain is going to get hauled off properly. The cattle is still there. I'm probably going to use a K5 for the cattle just because I love the K5. And if I did a K5 passenger train, that would be the train that would bring Dad back from the Cubs games at night. He would take the midnight special out of Chicago and come home on that train. And it would be a steam engine and passenger cars, probably like those. I don't have any around, but I'll find some. I have some, I'll find some. Oh, here's one right there. There's a green one. Okay. And there's a green baggage car over there. So I got 2, 3, oh, there's another baggage car. And then I got a heavyweight. So I do have some cars I can use. I can use green. I should have some red. I must have them somewhere. At any rate, that's that. Now, the Santa Claus center is run off of this guy. And this left side here is, hear the whistle, doesn't go anywhere. It goes in reverse only. I don't know what's happened. I have to go up there and figure that out. But it does run. It just doesn't run. It only runs in reverse. And I have to learn how to use this because I always run it too fast. So Santa Claus is running not so well. It needs a rebuild, an update, refresh kind of thing. I could put all new gear in it and it would run much like this 283 or 287. Those colors were supposedly Christmas a la Redskins. No, he's not coming back. Okay. So I got 3 loops working. Actually 4, but 3 and 4 are tied together somehow. So I have to figure that out. And I have to get my switches to where I can flick them and know, Like if I want to go to the station, I flick this switch early, this one early, and then I wait till the train is passed and up in here. And what do? I do that one early, and that, I don't know what I do, but I got to figure it out, and then I can do that. That'll be fun. Okay. I did have another button over here, didn't I? I don't know. Oh yeah, there's some lights. Christmas lights. A few lights come on. This one was supposed to have some lights on, but I don't guess they're wired yet. This is going to be the street lights. I have these, there they are, some of them anyway. I have a pile of about 20 of those, and I put them along the street, 5th Avenue or whatever, and that lights up. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that's what I'm kind of getting this. I'm taking a short break, but I'm going back to the lab now, and this that'd be fun. You see what my train looks like running. I haven't done this in ages. I've never done this before. Almost had 3 trains running. I mean, it made a couple loops before it died. I thought the 287 was going straight. I go, wait a minute, you're supposed to turn. Okay. All right, we'll get there. This guy is that's a beast. This is one of my favorite engines of all time. It's custom made. There's a model of it. I mean, there's a real live one, a 2500. This is a real engine in Centralia, Illinois, on display. It's not operating, but they maintain it for appearance and show. The Illinois Central gave it to the state for a display, and it is heavy. Okay, so that's the pride of Illinois Central, the pride of Northwestern Chicago, and the pride of New York City is dead in the water. And St. Nick is kind of in the shed getting... Oh, you know what that gray stuff is? That's rubber roadbed. I got that from... Oh, God. I got that guy from someone in Indiana. Oh, jeez. I can't remember names. Very nice fellow. We're going to work something out. I got to test that sound-wise and then put it on and then test it. That's going to help the whole operation up there run a lot smoother. I know that. Plus, I'm going to rebuild the engine. So, rubber roadbed. I'll tell you who it is later. Okay. That's it. I got to get to work.